Alright. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview. End quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. Yo! Have I called this whole thing? That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. Sting.
Nothing compares to Drew.
Guess I didn't think you liked him that much.
That's what he said, not me.
That's what he said? I don't think that works like that. So, you threatened to go to the press with this story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail. Well, yes. I mean, no.
I didn't just admit to crime in court.
It wasn't exactly blackmail. I mean, I'm not. Something wrong, Mr. Brushel. Look, this is my story. You're not Titus. My tidbit. Journalist's info is livelihood. End quote. I see. While you have me chatting away in here, what's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
I feel like Sally Scooper was like a name they were gonna go with for somebody.
Yeah, Sally Scooper is definitely an Ace Attorney name. The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. A certain case 7 years ago? Wait, 7 years ago? Uh-oh.
Huh?
Why does she have fuck me eyes? I know, like, I'm not saying lewd things considering her age, but they've drawn her very, I know something you don't know, but the expression is very...
It's kind of like when Mia Fey would be looking at you like, you know this.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
I still haven't remembered what I was meant to put that on.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, Anyway. He's just looking at us. Is she clueless, or is she being... Oh, is it coming together for you? Right, took a while.
Oh.
What?
That's yellow.
Oh, it is!
Or is it red?
Oh no, it's the blue and gold dress all over again. Or black and gold, blue and white. What was that dress?
I don't remember. So, it's yellow for this whole portion, is it? I can't really remember how that works.
Yeah, it's yellow for the whole thing, but...
And then you just choose which statement to do the thing on?
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if there's anything in... like, on the sprite that looks out of place. Nothing seems...
He never stops moving, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's hardly the toothbrush. Too obvious, right?
So, like, was it known that he was a forger, or are we just looking at the artistic integrity of this?
I can't remember.
Or is he talking about Drew's talent in relation to the case 7 years ago? Look, I mean, we have five statements and 5 bars of health, right?
Yeah. Meeny, meeny, miny. No.
Oh, he's sweating!
Ew!
Oh, look at that, he's sweating!
Oh! Ew!
He's sweating! Sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know? It's more than that. When Mr. Meesham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets.
Is it Vera? Vera the forger?
Ooh. You're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Meesham's true talent lay. It just so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. So...
The portrait with the stolen painting?
The hidden? Yeah, I think it's the hidden.
Or the hidden one?
Yeah, well that is the one that was stuck behind the drawer.
Oh yeah, the hidden.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the one with the other thing underneath it. Sketch underneath it. I thought that's what you meant by hidden.
This painting was found in Mr. Meesham's studio. There are 2 problems with this painting. The first is it wasn't painted by Mr. Meesham. And the second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, I hate him so much.
Yeah. Oh, he's awful.
There you go. That is all, Your Honor.
Oh, so creepy.
Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story. Shut up, Titus. My scoop. Forgery. That's a serious crime. I thought I heard a cat.
Oh, well, there's a dog barking somewhere.
That might just be a little yappy thing. Forgery. That's a serious crime.
Or it's a seagull.
Oh yeah, we heard seagulls meowing earlier.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, one of them was just like... And then we got to a different street, and there was a different seagull making cat noises.
Yeah, but he was also sticking his head down the chimney of someone's house and making the noises.
Yeah, it was like he was doing it to annoy them on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I mean, they
weird.
are smart like that.
Yeah.
I know that from when my own cat, my own cat, like, when he would get into fights with the magpies, they knew how to tease him.
Yeah.
And
They
like,
can magpies repeat certain sounds?
I don't know, but it's, you know.
Had seagulls? No, we didn't have the seagulls.
No, they were just, you know, they were
Ami
just
had
being
cats
vermin. Oh no, I had cats, yeah. My cat lives with my parents now, because,
Well, you're here.
yeah, because I'm here, and even though he was my pet, he loves the old man more than he loves me, so that's,
It's only because you were the one who had to give him all his, like, treatments, flea treatments and stuff.
yeah.
Drew Misham is known as an artist these days. But there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery. Drew Misham was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover.
Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about...
Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. Oh.
The rumors.
Nope. The rumors started circulating 7 years ago. 7 years ago? So, are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for... Exactly. Forged evidence nets tidy profit. End quote.
We're making an awful lot of leaps in logic here. Like, no, there's an awful leap in logic of going through, oh yeah, he forged paintings and could forge pretty much everything to, oh yeah, totally, this is all about forged evidence.
Yeah, like, okay, you can forge a painting and maybe forge, I don't know, a signature. But depends on what the evidence was. Was it a painting? Was it art? Was it...
Yeah.
Like was he the ace forger, you know? Like...
Drew Misham, ace forger.
Oh, he creeps me out.
Order, order, order. Why, it's like our victim was leading a double life.
Aha! This is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about. Objection! This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation.
He's been a shut-in because Little Plum was out looking for him.
How do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here. Objection! But there is no proof tying this letter to our case.
I mean, we scanned it to see what was inside. Can we open it now? And see if there's any bits folded in that we can't see?
Our case was and remained simple from the beginning, Ja. Only the defendants could have poisoned that mugs at night. And you, of course.
Hey, hey, hey! The only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews.
That doesn't even make sense.
No.
Mr. Brushel, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. But he really is just a lot of heart.
Hmm.
What was she, like a paranormal photographer or?
Yeah. And
And
she was a student, but yeah, she was
Yeah.
out photographing paranormal things.
And then she actually tried to be a reporter as well.
yeah, she was like some kind of freelance photographer.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was connected to anything.
God.
Oh.
It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it. End quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over.
Apollo? What's he talking about?
The cross-examination showed Mr. Brushel didn't have a reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance.
Mr. Brushel, your testimony, please. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself.
Sorry.
The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing.
That's a lie. He said he put a stamp on a letter.
Yeah.
Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter.
He put a stamp on, he had to lick it. I don't think they had sticker stamps back then.
A nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt.
Huh?
Sure. Oh, well, I think the accent messed that up.
Oh, shucks. You really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night.
No, it doesn't. We're just back at square one.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Oh, fun.
Right. I still have one trump card left to play.
Stamp?
And I won't let this trial end until I use it.
Oh, the frame?
Letterbox.
Mm. We didn't examine it though.
No, like, there's nothing left here. Like, this is all information we have already. This is, like, basically his opening statement.
Yeah.
There's nothing new here.
Well, that one about the nothing else touched his lips is a lie. But
Yeah. Not one thing. You're sure?
Yep. Sure as sure can be. Well, with one exception.
his body.
One exception. What? Journalist Spark Brushel does interview. Leave studio. End quote. Oh, come on. It's a joke. Get it? Oh, not funny, I know, but still.
Too soon? Too soon?
It's just a prank, bro.
He's wrong.
Did something leave the studio that night?
If he left, and so did the body of Drew Micham, because it's not there anymore.
Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before?
Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? So, just one thing. And unfortunately, we're going back in circles here.
I think one thing might have very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene.
Oh, it's the yellow envelope, yeah.
By which you mean something other than our witness.
Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Masham? Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional.
Stealing that. Then, let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice.
Oh, well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene.
That line back there was kind of like, they're like, show us the thing that left. And that's like the landlord going, show me, take a photo of the water not being hot. Or when you get those...
You just leave your hand under the water and just let it run?
Mm. Or those things from like Amazon sellers going, prove to me that you didn't get the image, and people send pictures of just their hand with nothing in it. I'll say it's empty, so you don't have to examine it.
I remember when we tried to examine it, we thought it would be a 3D model, and it was literally just a picture.
Ah, okay.
This is the only link between that studio and the outside world.
A letterbox.
Oh, what did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter?
Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true.
Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox.
Ah.
But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared.
Objection!
Ah, yes. Intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh?
He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Masham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared?
Yes, because we have no proof it exists.
And
Everything he saw could be a lie.
And the little frame has the fucking poison in it, which leads me to imagine the fucking stamp is poisoned.
Yeah.
Well, if it did disappear, and something did leave the studio that night, that seems very important to me.
Very well, then. The witness will add this to his testimony.
You got it, Gord. I still think this fails to change anything, Herr Forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. The letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for.
A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters.
No!
Oh, were you meant to present something?
No, I did the thing where I think left and right is going to take me through the different statements. Or, sorry, Eleanor act as left and right. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. And you were hiding that fact from us.
Yes, well, actually...
I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio. But Herr Forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right. How Mr. Risham was poisoned. I know. Mr. Brushell's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he's told us means something entirely different. Entirely different now, I'm starting to think.
Let's keep thinking, Apollo.
Sure.
You didn't get penalized for it, at least.
Nah, that's a plus. There, that's it.
Yeah. That's the one I keep going. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need this statement before we can press that one. Because these two contradict each other. He wouldn't put a letter in the box without a stamp on it.
Yeah.
So a stamp had to have touched his lips. It can't just be the mug.
Hmm.
So we needed that to get back. We needed this to get back here.
Ah, okay.
My guess is the stamp is poisoned. The coffee wasn't, but because he'd licked the stamp, the residue was on his lips.
Yeah, and that's how it got on the
And that's how it
regular
gets on the mug, yeah. Also, speaking of mugs, I don't think Derp is here, but Derp, thank you for buying a mug from the store, and we hope you're enjoying it for all your soup.
Mm-hmm. They're big for a nice big hot cup.
Yeah.
Hold it!
You're sure about that?
Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time.
One of those candies might have been poisoned.
Objection!
Yet, at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint fills the room.
I would hope it wouldn't. I'd be very...
They opened up his stomach and you can smell the mint sweets out of
Yeah,
it.
I'd be very
That's not
worried.
how stomachs work, Clavier.
Very worried if that happened. There's something much worse wrong with that body if when you cut it open it just wafts mint. And no mint residue was found.
Oh, they test for that, do they?
It was a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee?
Well, he did. Poison.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof... Bold. I mean, you're not wrong, but bold.
The possibility is there. I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. Impossibility isn't going to cut it. Not now. Mr. Misham ingested that poison via a route other than that coffee. Ooh, can we prove it?
He just said we can't. And now it's making us choose that we can or can't. I feel like we're supposed to say I can prove it. But we don't have the letter or the stamp to throw at him, so...
We have the frame that the stamp might have been in.
Yeah.
And I know I keep harping on the frame, but like it's the only other poison-filled thing we have in evidence.
Hmm.
Like, there's cup with poison. There is frame with poison.
Hmm. Nothing else is poison.
No. I can prove. Proof. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing.
Ugh.
You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, Herr Forehead, not possibilities. Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. What did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope.
Well, I saw him writing a letter, I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume.
Well, the mailman's poisoned now too.
Yeah, anyone who touches that letter is
Unless we're to believe he licked all the poison off it.
Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it.
A stamp. Ah.
As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp.
Never. I never do because of one email I got years ago.
This would certainly push you off it.
Yeah.
Feh. No one what's talking to actually licks stamps in this day and age. Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead, after all. Okay, so he licks the stamp. But wait! How does that explain the atropine on the rim of the coffee mug? If he licked the back of a poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around.
What?
The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Mr. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Brett screwed Brett. Mr. Misham poisoned Mr. Misham.
Order, order, order. But that doesn't... Does it?
Recall if you would. Atrocanine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe.
You have something to add, Mr. Brushel.
Oh, his nose is picking up another scent.
Is his nose meant to be like a light bulb above your head?
As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp. End quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he just run out?
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps. Not a single one.
If he only had one, you're not going to find it.
Uh-huh.
That does pose a problem.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Game's just making shit up again.
I can buy one stamp and forget I have it and leave
I
it in
bought
a drawer.
one stamp today, and
Yeah.
now I have no more stamps. Clavier comes looking, I have no more stamps. That's a true story, by the way. I had to buy a stamp today to send off a card. So
Luckily, it was a sticker, so you didn't lick any poison.
I'm something of a stamp buyer myself. Or something of a stamp user myself.
That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison?
Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible. Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp?
Look at this photo frame!
Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection. So what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important.
Missing something?
Yeah. A pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atroquinine residue. What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most.
You aren't saying.
Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps?
I have a bunch of Mario and Sonic stamps somewhere that I
Yeah?
haven't done anything with since I bought them. I never thought of, like...
Using them?
Putting them... Well, I didn't want to use them.
Yeah.
But, I
Oh,
never
putting
thought...
them in a frame?
Yeah, I never...
Yeah.
Yeah, just... The sheet is just in a book somewhere.
Mm.
Order, order, order. And like they were like proper. I was able to go into the GPO and buy them kind of thing. They were like for some like because they're Sonic and Mario, I want to say they were for like the Olympics or something, but because you know they used to do those games.
Yeah.
But I can't remember exactly. Some gaming thing anyway. But I was
Yeah.
able to just go into the GPO and go, 1 set of Sonic and Mario stamps, please.
I really want to get a bunch of Chinese stamps because the guy from Super Junior is on them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why he's so popular in China, but he is, and they put him on their stamps.
Do you think he had to sign off on a licensing deal for that, or did China just go, "Now we're using it"?
Oh no, they probably had to sign something. They're dealing with the Korean idol industry after all.
Yeah, but China has, you know, the...
Oh no, this was like a national, like... he's
Oh,
like an
right.
ambassador kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But still weird.
Still weird.
You're a K-pop idol who speaks Chinese in a weird accent, but we'll put you on our stamp.
Guess it encourages people to buy them, and then they get revenue out of that, so... This poison stamp was in this frame. Impossible! Oh, Prosecutor Gavin. Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck. You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see?
No.
Oh, what, Mr. Brushell? Please, stop jittering around like that. The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too. End quote.
So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him.
Objection!
They knew he was into old school letter writing, yeah.
Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the governor's song lyrics, please.
I'm not saying governors is
Finally, something we agree on.
You should at least be saying Gavineers. Because it sounds so much better.
The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one.
Oh! Posture check.
Ooh, thank you. We are getting very laid back. Thank you for the posture check. Oh, I disagree. Come again.
Oh, hydrate.
And a hydrate?
Shots!
Shots are our hydration.
With plastic glasses, they don't clink. I'm drinking rum and Ami's drinking whiskey.
Come again. Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Misham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail.
The mail?
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon.
It's ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon.
I might not have evidence, per se. The things are finally starting to come together.
What is it, Apollo?
Oh, the red envelope. Inside it, it says there's a stamp enclosed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he has to send something back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what would have been nice? Had Unilever sent me a stamp.
Oh yeah, you want to fill them in before we...
Yeah, you guys remember how we were playing this 2
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Or 2 streams ago of this at least.
Yeah.
And I found that fly in my noodles. I got onto Unilever because it was pot noodle. And they wanted the fly back. They asked me to send them the fly that had been in my noodles. Not the noodles, not the cup, not anything. Just the fly. And they sent me out they sent a courier with an envelope and a Ziploc bag. Not even Ziploc, actually. It's one of those ones that has the little tear-off bit that you
okay.
to stick it. And no stamp, just their address. So I have to pay for a stamp myself to send it back to them.
To send it back to England.
Send it back to England, the cheeky fuckers.
Not even the Unilever's,
Yeah, they're here. They're based in this in this country as well.
Yeah, they have a building in Dublin, and they're like, no, send it to Derby.
Yeah. At least put a fucking stamp on it.
Yeah. You cheeky bastards.
To post you a fucking insect.
Which is so decrepit at this stage.
Yeah,
because it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, like I know he's been in a little Ziploc bag, but he's after getting a lot smaller than he was.
Yeah. I guarantee he'll send it back and be like, this doesn't match the photos. It'll be some bullshit like that.
Yeah, 'cause it took you a week to send me a fucking envelope.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so, yeah. I would have enjoyed a stamp, poison or not.
Commemorative stamp with a little pot noodle on it.
No, they won't be getting that one back. I'd put that in a frame. I just noticed her Trucy's eyebrows blue.
No.
No, from far away they look
Yeah.
really dark blue.
Yeah.
because of the hat and the eyes.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. It
Gives
them a tint because there's so much blue on either side of her.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
What did she say before that? What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling.
I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I can truly see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. Take me to Chili's first, Gramps.
A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Misham the stamp of death.
The stamp of death?
The stamp of death. Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago?
Think about the text of the letter again.
How does the poison last 7 years in a frame?
No. It goes dormant like the glue.
There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor.
Ah. In other words, if I have this straight, The stamp. Poison on the stamp. Lick, lick, gasp. End quote.
X Fly story makes me think of the Mountain Dew rat story.
Oh? Do
Ooh.
tell, Rinka.
Do tell.
Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked?
He'd signed the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he'd put it in his letterbox.
15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the letter is from 7 years ago. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. He's gonna ask about the letter being 7 years old.
Is the postman now an accomplice to murder? You removed evidence from the scene of a crime.
No! I mean, technically yes, but no, come on. Such a splendid imagination you have, Herr Forehead.
Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago. Ja? Is that what you'd have us believe? Really? Well...
It is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Shut up, Trucy.
Yes. A very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope? A stamp that then becomes a murder weapon? How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence?
But, well...
It was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter.
Can we not open it and spray the pages with the stuff? Surely if the poison stamp was in there, there'd be residue on the pages. Someone claimed they found a rat tail in their Mountain Dew. PepsiCo went, nah, the rat would have dissolved completely within the month between bottling and put on shelves. Oh!
Oh god, that just tells you how bad that stuff really is. Oh.
It would have dissolved. Not that it would have been found. It would have dissolved.
Jesus.
Oh.
At least oh, I don't want to presume that there's like animal testing done on their fucking on their awful soft
But
drink,
how else would they know?
How else would they
that
know?
a rat would dissolve.
Ugh. It was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter.
Oh no. Someone on YouTube even did a video proving PepsiCo's side of things. Now that's animal cruelty.
That's animal cruelty, for sure.
Or was it, I assume it was a rat that was already dead.
Would hope.
Natural causes, and then they just dissolved
just
the
went
body,
chop.
I guess.
Off goes the tail. Oh god, that's gross. And your answer is silence. I see, very well. I move to... Oh.
Ooh.
Who?
Not the brother, is it?
Can't be. He's in prison, surely. For the murder of Shady Smith.
Yeah. Who else would say Fraulein?
Okay, I'll run with it, and then when we're
Remember
wrong...
how you voiced him?
Edgeworth.
Ah.
It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein, Clavier.
Oh shit!
It is!
Oh! Kristoff jump scare!
Yeah!
What the?
Are they both there, or did they just both imagine him there? What just happened?
Kristoff jump scare, what the fuck?
I think you've gone too far now for the video.
Emma! Wow, like my Kristoff Gavin impression? Did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein's detective? Someone had to come dig you out of all this. Someone had to come dig you all out of the mess you're making of this case. What a mess? You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in the envelope. Oh, sorry. I'm really butchering this.
Whiskey.
You can find out if that stamp was in the envelope easy. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein's detective?
Oh, is she gonna say what I said?
Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right! The poison detection spray! Yeah.
Yeah.
Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court.
Ooh.
Nice. Ah!
That's very stamp-sized.
Well, would you look at that?
Nobody touched that space.
No mistaking it. That's atroquinine residue. Now give me some shoes, bitch. Let me borrow that top.
I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Objection!
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago?
He didn't send back what he was supposed to send back.
Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Misham figured it out.
Figured what out? He realized...
She's just doing impressions again. He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead, and that's why he became a shut-in. If he doesn't make public appearances...
You can assassinate him.
Yeah, and everyone just thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
So, he sent his reply with a different stamp.
And put his decisive evidence in a frame.
And then forgot and licked it.
Who's holding it?
Ah! You're still here.
Judge got a jump scare from the freak.
Can I make a statement here on the record? Spark Razor Toothbrush'll claim this scoop is mine.
Get out.
Drew Misham killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter. End quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay. End quote. Order, order, order. I see no room for further argument here. Though I admit, this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years.
You just forget?
Yeah, like...
Why would you not just bin something like that? Burn it!
Or was he keeping it as evidence? Could anything ever happen to him otherwise?
Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife. End quote.
Uh-oh. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Apollo!
I think we just won.
How old is she?
Trucy?
Vera.
Oh,
19. She's legal.
I mean, she could have easily sent poisoned her father.
what, when she was 12?
Yeah.
That's a bit sociopathic.
Happens.
What was she hiring him for to do a forgery of? Why would you hire your own father and then murder him?
But she could have. She wasn't a baby.
Fair, I guess. Beady little eyes.
Those are not eyes, those are scratches.
44. No. No.
No.
He's not 36. You stop lying right now, video game.
No.
No, he is
No.
not 36.
He's only 36 if you're watching Cheers.
Yeah, like Phoenix is 33. There's no way he's 3 years older than only 3 years older than Phoenix.
No. Well, who's gonna step in here now?
Very well. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
You gonna say what I said?
Is this the bright future of our legal system?
Oh, we have to wait for the jury.
Prosecutor Gavin.
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Governor's shows are invalid after 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, because you're a money-hungry propaganda band.
Yep.
But it doesn't make sense any other way.
It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Herr Forehead's claim. We just proved the stamp was poisoned!
Yeah, but what he's gonna say is, why did he lick the stamp if he knew it was poison?
Contradiction? A poisoned stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago. Thereupon it was framed. Until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Misham have done what he did?
Yeah.
Explain that. He must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Misham sensed the trap and puts the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why, 7 years later, did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Misham simply forgot?
No.
He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot. You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? My case!
While I admit this is all quite shocking myself, it does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years.
Apollo!
I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Christoph, we've beaten you.
Christoph?
Clavier, we've beaten you like twice already.
3 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was no, Payne was the prosecutor for the first one.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Winston
Oh, he
Payne.
was because Christoph was on our side.
Yeah. So, Clavier, we've already beaten you twice. I don't see what you get to be cocky about. You're You're a half-baked Edgeworth, and you're not even...
You're a loser.
Yeah.
You're lame.
Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you.
Objection!
Oh, okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again?
Want a letter?
Have you brought it to court for us? Ah. I see no proof that such a thing ever existed.
Objection!
What about the atroquinine residue, huh? Oh, I agree. That does seem to be atroquinine residue. But her forehead, it's certainly no stamp.
Someone just went around painting little squares of atroquinine on stuff.
Yeah, right. Hey, if it helps Clavier's case, he'd probably try and claim that. Because he's a cunt. What? Yeah, but... even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Misham never would have used it. That is all. I believe we've come to a conclusion. Again.
Apollo, were we wrong the whole time?
I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Misham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison atroquinine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene, on this tiny picture frame.
The exact same shape as the trace on the letter.
The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if this envelope contains a poison stamp, and Drew Misham, knowing this, puts it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp. I'm afraid you're right. Which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time. I'm sure of it. The traces of atroquinine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Misham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow.
But do you think he did stick it on purpose? For whatever he sent in the envelope? He wanted to be dead after it was sent?
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe Russell wasn't too far off with it being a suicide note, but maybe it was something else to do with whatever happened 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us?
Can we not track his post?
Guess not. I mean, how many yellow envelopes are in the postal system?
But surely they can track where they came from, no? By the marks on them, or...
What, the ballistics of the gun?
Yeah.
The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Ah, a fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, ja? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than...
Drew Misham?
Hmm.
Because
The envelope is there and it exists. We had the authority of the court to open it. We found traces of the poison on the letter. The frame has the same residue from the stamp living in it. You had an idea earlier. Vera's the forger.
Maybe.
The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Objection!
Congratulations. You've completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake evidence himself, the forger. It makes a good story, I'll give you that.
He made a whole fake human. That's it, because he's the best forger ever.
The fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah!
I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face.
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway.
Oh, come on.
What if our forger is the fake? Come again? No, too easy. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed the trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why?
That's what I want to know.
Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. He's already in his slamming pose.
But he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Does he just stand like that for comfort sometimes?
One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake.
Oh, they were the holders all along.
I was just gonna say, is that your because they're not really married? Or is it Lloyd because that's not really who he is?
Stars, Twilight. Order, order, order!
So you are telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger? You'd better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo.
His twin brother!
I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story.
Oh boy.
So we just have to present her?
Her profile and go
Yeah.
from them. Go from there.
Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Misham was. Will the real Drew Misham please stand up? I repeat, will the real Drew Misham please stand up?
We're gonna have a problem here. If Drew Misham wasn't the real forger, there's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was...
Phoenix!
I thought you were a cinnamon roll, but... I hope you don't have like an immediate personality switch.
But again, like you said, 7 years ago she was 12.
Yeah.
So if she was a forger back then, that's on her father.
Yeah. There can be only one. There could be only one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Misham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham.
Joke on her name then. Oh, like verbatim? Maybe something along those lines. That's where Vera comes from.
Possibly? Or he drew my sham, but maybe Vera is like true? True. I don't know. Like very. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to look it up though in case we get spoilers.
Just in case there's spoilers, yeah.
Rinka said it was me, Dio.
Order. Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb, even for you.
I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Well, she can draw her smiley faces. I'm sorry. Please don't spit your drink.
I was gonna say the same thing.
No. Sometimes I wish we were on camera for those kind of moments.
Oh, that involves putting makeup on.
It does.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger.
Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense.
Now, one more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Masham's and Vera Masham's. If we know that Drew Masham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility, by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Masham. Well... Fascinating. Is that his catchphrase now?
Oh. Vera Masham. You've been paying attention to the trial so far. You've had it very easy this game. You've just had to voice mumbling women and children. Yeah. Dual Destinies, you're getting more work. Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger? Drew Masham. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh, whoa! Her eyes have light! Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face.
I'm used to being stared at by Fraulines, believe me.
With that much terror? I don't know.
So, they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art?
Yes.
Okay. Huh?
So the forger, Drew Masham, was you?
Yes, it was me.
Meant to be a sad face or crying?
It's crying, yeah. A big squiggly eye with a tear.
What? What? The court... Nope.
The court was in an uproar, and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well. Oh.
That is a good spot to finish up on.
To be fair, we've been going for 2.5 hours.
You know what? I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take this stream not going 6 hours.
You're gonna kick me out and watch Summer Game Fest, aren't you?
I mean, if you want to watch Summer Game Fest too, you can.
I'd like to lie down.
Yeah, well then, get the fuck out of here! Brat. We appreciate you sticking with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope you've had a good night, and hope it was entertaining. And we'll be back with more Ace Attorney on the 21st.
Yeah.
So look after yourselves, take care of each other. If you're on our Discord, we'll see you there. And for now, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where in the world you've been watching us from. We will see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.